Hi everybody, it's Renee, and today I'm going to go over 3 books that I just enjoy reading over and over and over again. And this is my first little blog, so I'm just testing this out. And being honest with you, it's kind of weird, but I'm gonna stick with this. I'm gonna go through it, and I'm a little camera shy, but I'm not gonna be camera shy. I'm gonna get through this. I'm not gonna let this beat me. But I'm going to go through 3 books that I love. And I know a lot of people on YouTube are doing like book hauls and stuff, like monthly book hauls. Now, I've done some book hauls over over a course of a few months, but I don't have no bread. I ain't no baller shall caller just be buying 30 books for no reason. I mean, I wish I was, on that Bell Beauty and the Beast budget, that whole library that he had for Bell. I wish I had that, but I don't. So I kind of buy my books gradually, maybe like one every few weeks. But I definitely love to read different kinds of books: fantasy, realism, fiction, nonfiction, dictionaries, encyclopedias. I love to read. I'm a big nerd, okay? I love reading. So I really am Beauty and Beast Belle. Like, don't buy me no Gucci, no Louis, no pumps. I don't want all that. Buy me a library. If you a baller out there and you want to impress more, buy me a library, because that'll do it. Beast knew what he was doing when he was like, Belle, she different. So I'm by her. I heard she like books, and like, look, baby, I know Gaston got, he got the muscles, and I'm a little furry. However, does he have a library? Does he stimulate your mind, baby? Does he read it? And she was like, oh my God. And I was like, he knew what he was doing. He was like, yep, I have a library. And she was like, oh, well, I guess I don't like that. And I mean, she ain't really care for him anyway. But I could say I'm like that. So without further ado, I'm just going to go through 3 books that I love to read. I can read them over and over again, and I hope they're good recommendations. You might have read them before. But without further ado, here are my 3 books that I choose. This book right here is called House on Mango Street. Can you see that? Yes. This is House on Mango Street. And I must say that I read this book for the first time in school. This was part of our curriculum in high school. We had to read this book. I'm not sure if it was 10th grade, 11th grade. It was sometime in high school. It was before 11th grade. But I had to read this book, and I fell in love with the main character. Her name is Esperanza. She's a Mexican-American girl, and she talks about her life on Mango Street and how she always dreamed to have a home with a picket fence. Typical, I guess you want to call it the white bread American dream. She just wanted a beautiful home, and she didn't have it in this book. Not at all. She didn't have this in the book at all. And she also gets into a description of the women in her book, and she really feels like they're trapped, and she wants to outgrow her neighborhood and outgrow being trapped in the neighborhood, and also her culture in a way. Not saying she was, not loving of her culture. She loved her culture, but I felt like she wanted to outgrow this neighborhood, but then she didn't want to leave it either. It's a really deep story. If you're somebody who has family, you're somebody who wants a family, wants a home, stability, this book is definitely the book for you. Because, first of all, the way it's written, I've heard a lot of people don't like the way that it's written, but the way it's written is very, narrative, straight on. It's kind of like poetry, but it feels like she's talking to you. There's no other way to put that. But she feels like she's talking to you, and you really get engulfed into exactly what she's saying. I remember she said that her mother's hair smelled of bread, and she's very descriptive. She talks about wanting to be a writer when she grows up, and she's a very descriptive little girl. The characters that she meets in the story are very, very interesting, and the way she describes them is very interesting. So I would recommend, if you haven't already read this book, which I know some people probably have, if you haven't read this book, this is definitely a good, burner, because you see it's really thin. This is a really good burn book where you can just read through it and just, get it going. This is a great book. I love this book. I know a lot of people didn't like the book because of the way it was written, but I love the book because I feel like I was talking to Esperanza herself. I felt like I was going through the motions right with her. And this is a great book. I really recommend it. My second recommendation book is Milk and Honey by, I hope I'm saying this right, Rupi Kaur. It's an Indian name, but Rupi Kaur, I think is how you say it. If I'm saying it wrong, please correct me, because I don't like saying people's names wrong, because that's a respect thing. But on to what the book is about. This is a poetry book, and I don't want to call this a coffee table book, because coffee table books kind of sound like, you just kind of reading it just to read it. But this is a really good book of poetry on womanhood, on women, relationships, abuse, sadness, depression, overcoming, empowerment, woman empowerment, being happy about your sexuality, being happy about your life, the ups and the downs. Like this book really is the milk and honey of women life, period. I don't really know how to describe it. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to read one of the poems just to prove to you what I mean. Some of the poems are really short, like this one right here is really short, but it hits you. I'd be lying if I said you make me speechless. The truth is, you make my tongue so weak it forgets what language to speak in. Now, keep it real with you. That's just one thing in this book, and it's a whole lot of short poems like that in this book, and none of them really have names. But it's a really insightful book, and I really enjoy reading this book over and over and over and over again, because it's just really good. It's not just a poetry book. It really feels like you're going through a motion with this author, with this woman, and it's really good. I recommend reading this if you're into poetry, if you're into woman empowerment, if you're into, you know, that the love and the gushy and the depression and the sad. If you're into that, this right here is the book for you, okay? And I promise you, you will love it. The last book I'm going to show you right now is called Productivity Ninja. Okay, see, the ninja kind of tongue-tied me a little bit, but Productivity Ninja. Now, this is a book manual on how to balance your time, and actually, I'm still reading this book. It's a manual book. It's not really a book to read like a novel. It's actually more like of a lifestyle book, but it's not preachy. It's very insightful. I don't want to get too much into it, but it's a very good book. And it's actually my husband's book. And I've been reading this for quite a while. And who is it written by? Graham Alcott. If I'm saying his name right. Graham Alcott. I like that name. But it's a great book. I would recommend you read this. It is very insightful for anybody who is just trying to budget their time, build their life up in a better, productive way. It's really anti-proactive. Like, if you want to be productive and not counterproductive, this is the book for you. If you want to manage your time, this is the book for you. If you want to be like, wow, I'm always late or I'm overburdened, this is the book for you. I recommend you get this book if you want to improve. This is a really good book for improvement. I read this book all the time. I don't skip through it per se, but I do love how he breaks it down. It feels like you're reading a book, but at the same time, you also feel like you're grasping something. It really isn't one of those, you have to do it this way. No, it's more like, here's a formula and fit it into your lifestyle. It's a really good book. I would recommend you read it. Okay, guys, that's pretty much it for now. Please subscribe to my channel. I don't have a name for it yet. This is a test. But if you're interested in any books that you want me to look up, please let me know. If you have any recommendations for me to read, please let me know. You saw how my eyes lit up? That's because I really want to know. Please let me know. And I am looking forward to doing this a lot more. But my name is Renee. Have a good day.